Hi there, Roger Knecht with Universal Accounting Center here along with Scott McKinley.
Hello.
Hello there. We're basically going to speak today about priorities, things that you need to be doing when you're starting your accounting business, whether it be accounting, bookkeeping, tax services that you're providing. Essentially, what are those first things first that you need to be focusing on so that you're not overwhelmed with the things that you may be thinking need to be done, just what needs to be done first things first. So how many things do you feel really need to be given priority and kind of be done first thing first?
I would say there's probably between 4 and 5 things that,
Okay.
that need to happen when the decision has been made that we're going to start this business. And every day I get phone calls coming in with students who are out trying to make it happen, but the priorities weren't in the right order, and so they're not getting the flow that should be taking place if it was done, laid out, and that pattern was followed.
Now, this is a little bit different than somebody saying, I've got a client that's wanting me to do their books, but I don't have these things in order, so I'll say no until I get these done. That's not what we're saying, but we are saying, rather than putting all these things on the table and trying to get things done, there's 5 things that are a really good place to start. Check them off, get them going, and then all of a sudden you can be excited, be passionate because you've got something in place, right?
Yeah, and then you can move on your next list of areas that you want to focus on priorities.
Good.
Daily tasks, weekly tasks, monthly, things like that with clients. But what I want to talk about is what needs to happen at the very beginning of this process before you've got the clients coming in.
So first of all, share with us then those 5 things that you feel deserve some good, quick attention, and then let's go through them each individually.
Okay? The first is you've got to have a name for your business. If you don't know what to do for a name, Alan talks about it in Module 4 of the bookkeeping program.
Yep.
There's also a list in Module 4, I believe it's on 4.5 something, where you can actually find a list of recommendations for business names.
Okay.
Whatever it is, get your name picked. If you want to call in and speak to your coach, call in and speak to your coach about it, but you've got to get your name picked because nothing else is going to happen until you get that name picked.
That's right, and in the professional bookkeeper program, the professional tax preparer program, it gives specific suggestions and recommendations on how to do it. And the rule of advice that I always give is if you've not gotten a name in 30 minutes, you've got to just pick a name, okay? It's not something you spend a day, a week, a month on. It's a 30-minute process. And
Last name, bookkeeping services.
Exactly.
Accounting services.
Very good. Now, second thing, what should they be doing?
After you've got a name, go get a business license. Go get a DBA or some type of a business license so it's legit and you can be one of those businesses that's registered with the Department of Commerce.
Now, in the professional bookkeeper program, tax preparer program, they're obviously speaking about how to go about that, what the average fees and so forth are, but more importantly, it just makes it legit. All of a sudden, you're now in business, and so you're able to go to bed that night and say, it's official, I'm off, I'm serious, I've got to make this thing work. And so I agree, that's one of the things that needs to happen because at that point, you're no longer just imagining this.
Okay, next thing, website. Go get a website taken care of. If your website is taken care of, you can get your email address linked to the domain name, so that's good to go. And then that means you can now go out and get your business cards. You can go order your business cards at vistaprint.com. There's a variety of different places you can go to for business cards. They don't have to be super fancy, super glossy, just a standard business card that's not a resume. Doesn't have to have a calendar on the back. Keep it simple. Go get yourself some business cards. Now you're actually ready to go out and start talking to people. But see, if you wait to get the business name, you can't order the cards. And if you don't have the cards, you're not going to go out and speak to people. You're not going to send out your letters like we talk about. All these things are going to halt. So that's why it's important to make a list of priorities. If you want to discuss it with myself, with Roger, with Rick, with any one of the coaches here at Universal Accounting, please do so. Call up and say, here's what I'm thinking. But the last thing I want you to do is go, okay, I need to start a business, so let's start looking for office space available. That doesn't need to happen. You don't need to hire bookkeepers before you have clients. So I really apologize if it's sounding like I'm talking in a negative way about it, but I've had these calls where people have said, I'm trying to hire people, and I ask them, how many clients do you have? Well, I don't have any yet, but I know I'm going to need bookkeepers.
Well, that and they're trying to buy desks and chairs, and they're trying to buy the filing cabinets. It's the first things first. It's priorities, as we started with. Now, one thing I do want to share based on the websites, the business cards. Websites, very important. Today, 21st century, website basically says you're in business. It's legitimate. But secondly, what it does is it's the brick and mortar, if you will, of a business today. A business really exists when it has that presence online. And so in addition to your business license, this is one of the ways that you can say it's done, it's official, I'm actually in business. Secondly, you brought up the emails. Nothing is worse than saying hotmom@yahoo.com. That's your personal email. Use that over there. What you need is something that's official for you to use, and it ties to your website. So that's one of the things that I think really ties well into this website discussion. And then with business cards, you said it right. The business cards, keep it simple. In all honesty, we're boring, right? That's what everybody thinks of the accounting profession. We're just straight-laced, black and white. Well, there's no need for fancy graphics, eccentric cards. We just need to keep it simple. Get the business cards and you're in business.
Talk about the benefits on your card. You know, it doesn't have to be boring, even though we're in an industry that's been labeled as boring. We can make those things exciting. Call your coach. We'll talk to you about it.
Exactly. Now, anything else you want to add to the list of things that you need to be doing?
Software.
There you go.
Pick a software. What software are you going to use? Be the expert at that software. The market share chooses QuickBooks. 85% of the people that are using the software are using QuickBooks. It's identifiable. So go out, get QuickBooks. If you need assistance learning that program, that's what we're here for. So we can help you with that. But if you're going to be using that, it can be used as a marketing tool if you're the expert with it.
Correct.
We'll teach you how to do that. So pick your software, you're ready to go.
Yep. One of the big things I'm hoping you're taking away from this is priorities. Just keep it simple. Do a few things. We're talking about a day's worth of effort here. We're talking about getting in, getting it going, and by the end of the day being able to feel good about what you have in place and you're up and running. So that's what we want to accomplish. Is there anything more you want to add to this?
It'll keep you from making excuses. If you've prioritized it and you've checked it off the list, you won't be able to make excuses, and that's important. So that's all I got to share with you right now.
Hey, just remember, be in business for yourself, but not by yourself. Contact Universal Accounting, speak with your coaches, get the support you need. There's no reason to be making the mistakes that others have made in the past. Do it right. Take what we've learned and practice for more than 30 years with all the accounting practices around the United States and Canada. In fact, actually around the world at this point. So have a great day. Just remember, if it's about accounting, it is universal.
And accounting success is universal as well.
There you go. Take care. Have a good day.